Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 72 of Final Boss TV, your WoW and game rating show. My name is Adam KK Ban. I'll be your host this evening. We were here about a year ago, if you remember, this little expansion called Mist of Pandaria, and some stupid orc that died. And we're back here again, and as Manaflash said, the kings are back. We're sitting down with 3 members of Method today to talk about their mythic world first of Blackhand in the Blackrock Foundry. So of course, without further ado, let's go around the table real quick and see who our guests are. We have returning with helicopter hands, but a beautiful, beautiful beard. There's Roger. Hi, Roger.
Hello, everyone. The guy with the guest with the worst camera ever to be on the show is back.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Best guest, worst camera? Is that how it goes? You want to claim that title? Oh my god, those hands. Great to have you back on the show, though, man.
Yep, great to be back.
Then we have, of course, the one that... Oh my god, he took over a chat room earlier today. There's Sko. Hi, Scott. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys. So, yep, introduction. I'm the guild master, raid leader, and master looter of Method. Nice to meet you guys. Hope this is a good interview. Thanks.
Yep, there it goes. Hair looking good, orange light looking crisp. Nicely done, sir. And joining us for the first time today, who I wasn't aware of this, but he can tell you a little about himself real quick here. We have JustWait. Hello, sir.
Hello there. The only shaved guy here, I think.
I know, right? What the hell is this no facial hair? I thought you're supposed to have progression beards, man.
Well, we're done with progression, so.
Yo, but
off with the hair.
Not committed enough, JustWait. Not committed. But I do love the little deathling behind you, though. That's great.
Yeah, that one is great.
Yes, sir. Well, it's good to have you all on the show. We were here again before when we talked about Tier 16 World First, but I wonder, like, as a little wet dream of mine, what happened? What happened? What happened, Scott?
Just the chat, man.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, yeah. I see what's happening. If you're not here for the live show right now, you're watching this on YouTube, you are missing out. Oh my goodness. This turned out to be a great show so far. Good start. I like it. Keeping it casual. Keeping it casual. Oh my goodness. Get it together, Scott. Get it together. Get it together. Come on now. Chop.
How's it going up there, Trekkie?
Oh god.
What?
Oh. Terrible. Wow, even Sparkle is on the train. Come on now, please.
Don't worry, this has been set for a year since BlizzCon, I think.
Is it?
Basically.
Is that the inside joke now? Okay, that's fair. As long as everyone knows. All right, that's good. I totally lost my train of thought now. Thanks. Jeez.
But where were we?
Where were we? Exactly. Well, we were here for tier. We were here for.
We replaced Trekkie with Trekkie V2.
Oh my god. Oh goodness. Terrible. Just terrible. So we were talking about tier 16, and you guys capped off of Garrosh Hellscream with that world first, and now you just did another orc world first. But so I guess what's your little bit of background on the 3 of you, if people don't know who the heck you are? I'll go with JustWait first, since he's like the new guy to the show here, and he's apparently been in the guild for a whole damn long time, right, JustWait?
Not as long as Sko though.
Well,
but yeah, I've been here since basically the start of Wrath.
Wow.
I joined after the next Rammus progression was done, basically.
Ooh.
And since then, I've been around here.
Yeah, that's a whole damn long time.
That is, like, I don't even know how long it is anymore. I can't remember. It just feels
like
I've been here my whole WoW career, basically.
Yeah, 5 to 6 years now. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome, good stuff. And you were what class were you before you are? Because you're a monk now. People might be wondering your name is.
I've been a monk since monks came in. I've been monk, and before that, I played hunter together with Roger.
Ah, yes. So are you happy or sad to be away from like the hunter group of the raid? Do you miss?
That's a hard one to be honest.
Is it putting you on the spot real quick?
Sometimes I miss it, but when I see them doing the shit jobs in the raids again, I'm like, no, I don't miss it at all.
Ah.
They can keep doing that. I'll tank.
Oh, okay. You can keep having Roger. Do you get the bitch work jobs as being a hunter right now? Do you get that?
the Hunter world was not big enough for both me and JustWait, so.
Oh!
um, but yeah, I'm Roger Brown. Been in Method since Ulduar, like right after Algalon kill, and yeah, basically one of the longest lasting members, but not as much as JustWait. And I've been playing a Hunter the entire time. And what else? I am the raid leader, I guess. We'll get into it later.
Oh, God.
Trying to steal my position, bro. What the hell?
What the? Yeah? Want to fight about it?
Never replace you. Could never replace you. But yeah, I mean, that's it.
That's it. That's it. So then you already kind of did your big intro, Scott. So do you have anything else to add to your, to your
basically-
Shout out to Method Excel.
Yeah.
Basically, guys, I'm a 40-year-old virgin. I've been playing World of Warcraft for 10 years. When I made that. And yeah, still playing the game today. World of Warcraft is my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's all you do, right? Are you playing right now?
I am actually. I'm jumping around my garrison.
No,
mission.
God, don't. Oh, gross. That's terrible. Do you guys have any like little stories to tell, or some little background, little tidbits and things from your tenure here in the guild that you want to share with the audience here?
You like my studio?
What's up?
Let's go. Let's go.
Who's
Tidos?
what happened? What happened?
I think Sko's leaving us for a bit.
No. What?
Sko, hello?
Sko, don't leave us, Sko. We're not.
No,
I think
not
he's...
again.
Oh, wow.
What's going on?
You're fine. You're not lagging at me, man. You're totally good to go. You're totally good to go.
Just funny how everyone trash talks the Greek connections, but things like this happen all the time.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's fine for me.
It's fine to me as well.
Yeah, he's fine for me.
No, he's not. Now he's stuck.
Not anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
DDoS, Sko, no. Oh, God.
He's fine. He looks fine to me. Can you not hear us? That's fair.
I wouldn't say fine.
Oh, my gosh. So we're back in tier 17 now, and I wanted to kind of pull a, as everyone might be watching House of Cards right now, we'll pull a Francis Underwood.
Oh, yeah.
And say welcome back. Uh-oh, there he goes. He's gonna reconnect. And there's quite a bit that's happened over the past, like Mists to Warlords evolution for the guild, like growth, positive and negative, adaptation, like changes in the guild structure, how it's all worked. How what's the guild undergone in this transition into Warlords, Raj?
It looks like Sko is pretty much done. But, right, so basically, Heimol, we all know we didn't make it. We didn't get the world first, so had to make some changes.
Right.
And some of them were really hard to do. We had to look really hard on our roster and realize what's best. And basically, we cut down on our roster, made it a smaller, tighter, more united group.
Right.
And yeah, I think I'm pleased with the results. I mean, obviously we got world first, so
Right.
yeah, it was tough, but I think it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, it was a lot that went through, I'm sure, to get to where you are right now. Yeah, we'll see if he can connect back.
Yeah. I think he's getting deduced.
Yeah, because it's crushing all my camera regions are all dead now. You're all like you're all over the place.
Half face.
No, yeah, you're all half-faced. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's funny. I mean, I can see. Can I still see you guys in that? Nope, can't even do it. Interesting.
Oh, I can see half and half of me now.
Yes,
That's nice.
yes. Oh man, that'd be pretty good. We'll give him a moment to connect back. And so you said the guild structure changed for the better. You said though, right? Like the
Right.
stuff that you had some tough decisions to make though along the way. I'm sure dropping 5 people to go to 20-man is a pretty big deal. I'm assuming.
Yeah, basically, I think a point I made at some point when we were discussing after High Mo was that, I mean, I like the change that they made it Mythic 20-man for everyone, but I think it actually kind of hurt us more than other guilds, because basically we had a lot of good players, but when you cut down to 20-man, you have to leave some of them out, right?
Right.
And it was really hard for us, and I think maybe some other guilds, the transition might have been easier because some players might not feel the drive so much to play the game, or just it's clear how some players are the let's say main roster and some others are let's say the backups. But that was really tough for us. I think it hurt us in comparison to other guilds. But I think it's all for the best. It was something that had to be done, and now that it's done, I think it's good. We also another thing we did was also give some more responsibility to some other players. Like we promoted another officer, a new officer.
Oh.
Yeah, Potom, and yeah, basically we also had some talks with the guild, and basically there was a lot more communication this time compared to Heimel. About our strategies and our setup. Yeah.
There's lots has to be fine tuning. I mean, I think you realize it immediately once you drop those 5 people, and many guilds out there right now are probably figuring this out slowly, depending on how they progress and how every guild tackles content. Is you really need to have, with 20 people, there can be no even partial carry. You can't have anyone slacking off whatsoever. So.
Right.
Yeah. Scott, I think you're back, sir. Hello?
I think I'm back, man. I got attacked.
Oh, my goodness. Your mic's a little loud right now. You can turn that down a bit if you could.
Nah, I think I was just shouting that. It should be fine now, why?
Oh, right. I don't know.
Just the inner rage of getting attacked like that.
Maybe.
Happy being back.
Yeah, maybe.
My voice.
Should be good. Did you have anyone to add on I was talking about how the transition from Mists to Warlords has been for Method, Scott. From the GM role, like what did you have to do in your side of things?
Pretty much just farm Siege of Orgrimmar every single week for a year.
Oh no, God. That's true.
Actually, on this topic, the worst thing that happens during this period, the transition period, is actually because it's such a long period between Siege of Orgrimmar release and the expansion release. There's a lot of there's like relationships within the guild are not as strong as they are prior, because for example when you're doing progress, you're raiding every single day, you're chatting to like people every day,
right?
Whereas when you're doing these Siege of Orgrimmar raids once a week, you're really not really spending that much time with the people in your guild, especially because of all the streaming and stuff. You're mostly just focused on the viewers in the stream, for example.
Sure.
So relationship building was one of the absolute critical things for us going into yeah.
No, I can understand that, because you guys would do like all your farm in like 1 or 2 days, and then you don't see each other for 5 days, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was it.
I mean, they're obviously that's the other thing, right? There is some people who will see each other for some other days. They might play some other games together, like Dota or League of Legends or whatever.
Right.
So like that's one of the dangers, though, right? That if this kind of thing happens, then like small groups can start to form within the guild, and it's kind of like taking the one team down to like a few small teams. If you know what I mean? So it's really important that come the next progress that you are building those relationships, building those bridges back, because you really need the team to be united, one team, one dream.
Right. That's a good thing you bring up, but you kind of like jumped ahead into my next point. Like, what are the key elements that came about, in the first tier of Warlords, and like having that team back together, especially since you need like 20 and a couple more, because with less people, you have to have a tighter knit group, and the responsibility on every single raider is a lot higher too. Yeah. What'd you do stepping up with tanking? JustWait. Like, how did that transition for you to go to tanking alongside Scott? How'd that work for you?
Well, it worked out well for me. I mean, obviously we got well first, so I mean, we can't say that it didn't work out. That's one thing. But yeah, it was hard to find whoever. Like, we needed to find a new tank because we wanted to demote Trucky, and we were looking in the guild like who can do it. And in the end, I said I'll just do it. Right. And I'm glad I did. I like doing it, so.
Was it a huge switch for you to be a hunter and then all of a sudden be a brewmaster, though? Was there a lot to like learn and pick up on?
Oh, I was playing monk already. I was hunter until MOP, so that was not a big deal. I mean, I tanked some like Lei Shen, for example. I tanked before. Okay. So I knew what I was getting into, pretty much.
You also tanked Southfear, right? Or?
Yes, I think. So. Yeah, we 3 tanked.
Oh God, Shaw of Fear, man! Don't bring that up. Oh, what a.
Only 20-minute fight. It's fine.
Yeah.
JustWait's just such a great and versatile player that he can play basically any role we need, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
From the top right there.
As long as it's a monk.
As long as it's a monk.
Mistweaver confirmed.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, shit. Yeah. No, don't make me heal, please. No.
Yeah. So go ahead.
The whole tanking thing, we actually did bring in a trial in between the period as well of High Mall and BRF
Mm-hmm.
for one of the other guilds, but it didn't end up working out either. So we went back to Just Wait again.
Yeah.
I mean, the tanking position is really something you want to have someone who's like 100% reliable in.
Of course.
You don't really get anyone more reliable than someone who's been in the guild for like Just Wait at least like 6 or 7 years, right?
Right.
I mean, he's also one of the core officers in the guild, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand completely. So a really important question I have for you guys is how many warlocks does Sparkogs have currently in the guild?
Let me count. Wait a second.
You're actually gonna count the roster? Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 69.
Do you have like a section of the guild roster that's just like Spark 3, 4, 5, 7, 8?
We have a separate rank for him. Yeah.
Oh, a separate rank for Spark? That's pretty good.
What's the
just constant method? What about Method XL?
What's the cap?
Gosh.
What's the cap on guild members? What's the cap on guild members? Is it 500?
500, I think.
Okay, right. We're gonna be running out of room soon with all these alts we've got, you know.
Oh, no. That's fine though. That's fine. I said on the show back in the day when I had Spark on the first time, he eats, breathes, and sleeps Warlock, so I'd assume he would play nothing else. Good stuff. I like it. So what are your general thoughts then, to back up a little bit, comparing all the raiding you guys did in Mists to now you've cleared all of Tier 17 in Warlords? What's the expense shipping up to you guys? What do you think, Scott? What do you think from a tanking perspective? I guess. What do you think? Better or worse?
From Mr. Mandario?
Yeah, Mists to Warlords. Better or worse?
Originally, I wasn't really liking it that much. It felt like they took away some of our skills. Like it felt quite a bit different playing Warrior, even though the core skills were still there. But now, a little bit further into the expansion, I'm actually really enjoying it. I mean, obviously, the less skills you have to use, then the more you can focus on the fights, and the more you can focus on the skills you do have to use a lot better. So,
sure, right.
I mean, I actually find Warrior tank right now to be really quite well designed, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except when your block runs out.
Liking it a lot. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, there was the recent change in 6.1. Shield barrier got increased by 25%. I mean, shield barrier is still a pretty weak spell.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Prot Warrior has always been the funnest class to play, though, in my opinion, because that's pretty much the only class I've played for 10 years. So yeah.
Very, very mobile tank compared to like kind of like sitting still, like Blood DK, even Prot Paladin to a degree, right? So fair enough. Yeah. That shield barrier change was pretty much necessary, though. What about you, Raj? From a range perspective, how about you? What do you think?
Well, yeah, as Scott said, I mean, at the start, they get rid of a lot of abilities. To be honest, I instantly liked it because it didn't make sense to have all these abilities, and it would just get out of hand sooner or later. So I like that. Yeah, I think in general, so far, I think Warlords of January is way better than MOP was. The only thing I don't really like is that, well, I guess I'm not forced to, but the garrison feels way overwhelming if you have a lot of alts. And we have a lot of alts. And basically, slowly but steadily, I've been cutting down on the things I'm doing at my garrisons. So I started not doing the mine first. Then I stopped doing the herb then.
Yep.
And now the barn. And like basically in the end, I'll just send missions and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a cool concept. I think they maybe overdid it, but I understand why they did it. Yeah, in terms of the rating, I think the bosses are really good. Pretty impressed with some of the bosses. I think in general the tier 17, right?
Yeah.
I've lost count. Yeah, tier 17 I think, yeah, was better than tier 16 for sure.
Fair enough. Anything to add to what you think about Warlord so far rating? Just wait.
One thing I want to say for healing, yeah?
Oh.
I really like the change that they did. Well, healing, whatever. I really like the change that they did with the health pools being double, like basically being way higher, and that basically you start dying, but it's not like an insta death. So it basically gives the DPSers more of a, how can I say it, a chance to play better and like step into the healing rain or avoid any damage that you take. Compared to Mr. Pandaria, where it was, okay, just make sure you use your immunity when the big AoE damage is coming and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I really like this change.
It
I
does,
think the healer as well.
I mean, you're getting ahead in the show notes, I guess, but I can bring on that. Do you think that actually is working as intended? Because to some degree, it feels like a lot of Wrath of the Lich King, like alive or dead in some instances, but it might be different in your opinion because the weight awareness and the skill cap of your players, they avoid a lot of the damage. They don't take it, so you can drop healers to bring in more damage. So, but do you think it's working well? Do you think that the healing model works?
Well, I think it works. I think it works better than the previous one, at least.
Well, yeah.
Well,
there's also the healing tonic as well. The chains, you only have one, and you need to think where you use it. It's not like the Hellstone. Oh, I took some damage, just pop a Hellstone, it's fine. It's more like a thought process. And yeah, okay, there are some bosses like the Butcher where you can get smacked and die instantly by a slice or something.
Sure.
But in general, the bosses aren't like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just wait, you have something to add?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they went from world of raid cooldowns to world of tank cooldowns, pretty much.
That was
Exactly,
and warriors in for the sacrifice and the vigilances.
Yeah, is that?
Yeah. That's how that changed at least for the cooldowns wise.
They moved the cooldowns around a lot now, though, so they're really only on like the healers and the tanks too. So you have to like DPS just kind of worry about DPSing only. Yeah.
Except DPS warriors.
DPS warriors as well.
Well, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So then there was a lot of hubbub, I guess, back in Mists that Method was only got as strong as you did because Paragon went 10-man at the time, right? Because of the 10-man, 25-man garbage split, which we're glad is gone. Thank you, Blizzard.
Yeah, thank you indeed.
Yeah, one unified ladder is so much better.
Yeah. But we would have always welcomed the extra competition back then. I mean, it was obviously Paragon's choice to drop down to 10-man, I guess, because of the roster issues or whatever. But I mean, back then we would definitely have welcomed more competition.
Yeah, but do you think that your thoughts on that though? Obviously, that statement can't hold a ton of water. Right? Is that just like community-specific, like their thoughts about the difference? Like, oh, Method's only good because Paragon's not on the same level. I mean, you guys right now are kind of like toe and toe, right? Like, did you expect to be that far ahead with your Blackhand kill, or were you like sweating bullets, like waiting for the Paragon kill?
I mean, the thing is, like when you're actually on the fight yourself, progressing on it, we literally have no idea how Paragon's doing on the fight. We have absolutely zero idea. So it always feels as if the competition is right on your heels. Like, we obviously thought Paragon were, like, right there with us the whole way through. Like, okay, this is definitely a race. Who's going to get it first? And then when we killed it, I mean, and realized that they didn't even kill it until the next reset afterwards, I mean, that's pretty much the only time you realize how far you are ahead. You don't actually realize while you're actually doing it. I mean, you get really frustrated when you're wiping, when you haven't killed it yet, obviously. And because you think you're so close to the other team, you don't realize that they weren't actually that close, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
One of the worst jokes that can be made in progress is saying something like Paragon killed it, like after an attempt of ours, and like, or in the middle, and we're like, oh shit, really? No.
Those words have haunted my entire life.
Yeah.
Have they? What, Paragon killed it? Are those like nightmare fuel?
That's the worst things to hear.
Nightmares, yeah.
Oh no.
Worst feeling.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Oh, go ahead, Raj.
No, go ahead.
No, do you have? I was gonna ask you if you have any like what. If you want to speak on this, what was like the, I guess, reaction when Paragon got Cho'Gall? Because you guys were right there too. Like your Cho'Gall kill was like right afterwards. But like, what is that in that realm? Because I can't. No one else. There's only so many guilds that can really like translate or feel the same way that you guys do about how many wipes, how many hours, how many pulls you guys do. So what happened when that went down?
Well, basically, when someone says it. Paragon has killed it, or they just killed it. Basically, everyone is just looking at the ground, thinking about their lives, and basically the rest of the night is just shit playing. And yeah, I mean, I was actually informed that as soon as we, like, I think it's the same for everyone. When you're so tight and trying to get the world first, and you hear that the other guys have just killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, your mind is just. Yeah. Not focused at all, and that's why I think they also, like, as soon as we killed Blackhand,
yeah,
I think Paragon instantly called the raid for the night and just said, we'll just go tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
and to be honest, well, we didn't do that on Heimol, but maybe we should have, because basically that night was not productive at all.
Oh man, this is so bad. What's up, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to understand that, for example, if you take the Blackhand kill, for example, we reached Blackhand, I think it was on Sunday after we killed Blast Furnace, and we got the kill on Friday. So we were pretty much working on that fight for almost 5 days. So if you can imagine raiding, let's say, maybe 14 hours a day for 5 days.
Right.
How frustrating. I mean, everyone's obviously raiding for that first kill. You can imagine how frustrating it is if you don't make that first kill after spending so much time and effort on it, right? Because that's the only thing you're raiding for. So if you don't achieve it after investing so much time in it with the just not only yourself but the whole team as well, then it's extremely demotivating, obviously, to start with. Especially because, I mean, there's different. I mean, the human body. I mean, after sitting in front of the computer for 5 days in a row, I mean, your mind's obviously not in. Not always,
Right.
not always the most happy.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, it's not good, right? I mean, so yeah, I mean, when it comes to World of Warcraft rating, at least it's pretty much if you don't get world first, it feels terrible, especially if that's what you pushed for.
Yeah.
And I think the problem also is that, I mean, if there was a progression every 1 month or 2 months, it wouldn't be as bad. But when you know that it's okay for the next 6 months, there's nothing I can do. You know, I just lost. It's really a terrible feeling. And at that moment, when you know it has happened, it's like, oh, okay, like, just terrible.
I like how we're speaking out of experience here, and yet
Yeah.
we're first now at least.
Well, I mean,
Never forget.
even going back, yes, I know that Imperator, Cho'Gall, Mythic, right, was still like an end dungeon boss, but in the grand scheme of Tier 17, which is what the show is about, Tier 17 is 17 bosses in a row. It's both instances together. Blackrock Foundry is a continuation of what Highmaul started. So then I knew from the very get-go that Black Hand is what matters, right? Highmaul is a jumping-off point. It's where you want to get a kill as soon as possible so you can farm the hell out of it to get a bunch of gear before you go into Blackrock Foundry. So, I mean, this is the real push. Did you guys put more effort into the Blackrock Foundry race, like this initial push, than you did in Highmaul?
I think in a way, losing at Highmaul actually made us push even more.
Oh, wow.
Because I think, yeah, like it kind of gave us this extra motivation. Like we're like, okay, let's get down to business. Let's make a final push because, you know, if we lose both the races, it's like, oh, God, there's going to be a lot of drama and all that stuff. But, yeah, I think in a way it helped us focus more and be determined. And in a way, yeah, it helped us, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big wake-up call for us losing in Highmaul, to be honest. I mean, we thought we were prepared, but, I mean, after that loss, it was evident that we simply weren't prepared, highly enough, basically. So, I mean, it's obviously the officers of the guild who need to take that responsibility and take that on their shoulders. I mean, for the fact that we lost.
Sure.
So, I mean, when it comes to Mythic Blackrock Foundry, we were much better prepared in regards to the fact that we had much better an idea of, let's say, certain boss strategies on some of the Mythic encounters. Plus, we were also much more fine-tuned in regards to our roster. We were quite aggressively making sure we had literally the best roster we could possibly field for Blackrock Foundry. And also, like I was mentioning earlier in this interview, a huge thing that helped us as well is we really focused on improving the relationships within the guild.
Yeah,
because going into Highmaul, it was still coming from that Siege Rogmar farm for over a year. So kind of people had kind of drifted a little bit from the one team, and they had kind of drifted into maybe, let's say, little groups or whatever. So it was really important after Highmaul that we brought everyone back together. So we had, I mean, after we lost Highmaul, we literally had officer meetings for like every single day for about a week. Like we were really discussing in depth what we need to change in this guild to get us that world first, because that's what everyone in the guild's waiting for. I mean, and it felt, obviously, like I said, it feels horrible when you lose that world first after you spent so much time. So, but one of the best things we did as well was we actually grabbed all the raiders from Method and put them on and gathered them on TeamSpeak. And we just kind of talked about every single problem we had in the guild, or problems that we thought we had in the guild in Highmaul. So we kind of just had like an open discussion as well between all the members. And so I think that helped a lot, to be honest, because we got basically everything out in the open. I mean, yeah. But the relationship thing is definitely key. For sure. You really need to be one united team. If you're not one united team, then, I mean, all kinds of shit starts happening. Like, for example, like the blame game and so on. Like, if people don't like each other, they're obviously going to start blaming some X and Y for whatever issues there are, blah, and all that kind of stuff. You need to be very comfortable and confident with the players you're playing with in the raid.
Yeah.
So that you really are playing as one team.
No, it really is a huge thing. I mean, you're speaking right now, of course, the same sort of ethics of, like, I'm going to bring up League of Legends and the pro teams that play there. I mean, there was only 5 people, and like a coach and like an analyst. There was only 6 or 7 maybe people that were like to focus on that team mentality. You guys have more than 20 in the Mythic Raid team in World of Warcraft. And if you don't have everyone on the same page, then yeah, you can't have any slacking at all with 20 people only. It's such a huge group to make sure it's all on the right page. That sounds crazy. That's a lot of work. I can't imagine. It's a really tight knit group of people to make that work. Yeah.
Yeah. Another problem is that when you're so many people, if one guy starts getting alienated, or there starts to be some talk about some drama or whatever about the person, then it becomes really hard. Like, you get the stigma, and then it's like you're basically done. We've had this in the past, like ever since I've been in Method. If one player does not feel like he's not part of the team, then pretty much it usually ends up, not being in the guild for long. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough world. I mean, people don't think about these kind of things like a lot of the time in the top guilds. I mean, only a couple guilds in the world have this, but that is the top of the progression ladder. So you kind of have to have that commitment to it and that team mentality. Sure. That whole like 20-man rating thing now with the loss of 5 raiders, and we just had that little Blizzard interview with Ian answering questions about how they are okay with having all these different little like niches or niches, depending on how you pronounce the damn word, chat room, about how the classes
That's
work.
what I would say.
And what do you say, JustWait?
Niche.
I would say niche.
Niche? I would say niche, but people say niche. Whatever.
Well, I'm from the United
Just
Kingdom, and it's a niche. It's a niche, man.
It's a niche. Yeah. Like, okay, fair. Are you okay with that? Are you aware? You guys do tons of prep before you go into Mythic, so you have people with alts that are ready to go, different class, organizations, and obviously from the kill shot, we know that you guys have many different classes you had. But is that all right? I guess. Does that make you have to like obviously move around these little pieces and get the right classes in the right order? Because I'm just like right now. Is that all right, Raj?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the problem is that sometimes you just can't know, right? Because they make, like, I remember back in Heimel, I was like, okay, guys, look, Hunters are going to be good, all right? And then literally one day before the progression starts, we get nerfed. And I'm like, okay, like, how can you predict that? There's nothing you can do. So, yeah, you can prepare all you want. You can take information from the beta testings or PTR, whatever. You can do the heroic raids and try to see there what happens, talk all the strategies, and realize which classes are performing better than others, where you can abuse some mechanic from one class. And, yeah, you just make the best predictions that you can. And usually you're going to land close to it, right? Like, you never know what tactic you're actually, or strategy, whatever, I don't know. Yeah. I've been called out for saying tactics.
What's wrong with that word? Is that a bad word?
I don't know.
Tactics.
I mean, strategies and tactics, they're different things to me, but apparently not to others.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you don't know exactly what kind of things you're going to do on a boss until you actually go there on the Mythic difficulty. And things might turn out differently, and you might have to make some adjustments, but...
Do you... In the adjustment stuff, I know, Scott, you only really play Prot Warrior. I don't think I've ever seen you on any other warrior class ever. Do you and does JustWait tank with other tanking classes, or you just stay with Brewmaster, Prot Warrior the whole race through right now?
With BRF, we stayed with Prot Warrior, Brewmaster, yeah. But I do actually have a Guardian Druid.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's sad. I feel bad for you.
The scope bomb, baby.
The scope bomb.
Yeah.
I do actually have a Death Knight as well. I just haven't really played it, to be honest, that much. I do need to take the time and actually level up a Paladin and a Monk, but to be honest, yeah, it might not be this year. I mean, maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. What about you, JustWait? Do you have Brewmaster Monk the whole time?
Yeah? Oh yeah, this year definitely, but hopefully for next year I'll have more classes available. I mean, I swapped, after Heimel. I didn't have any tank classes really ready except for my warrior, so that was all I had. Because I was switching from DPS to tank, and I was, not prepared to tank everything. Yeah. Hopefully next year, I mean, I already have my Paladin ready, and maybe that night, who knows.
See, that's the one thing that's weird to me, too, about how the classing stuff works and how all the top guilds have all these different alts ready to go. You guys are now, I guess I saw this the other day, my guildies were talking about how Scott was getting mad, you guys are wiping in, like, heroics on, like, the alt groups and whatever. But you guys are going to be now on this process until, like, August, September, is my thoughts when Tier 18 comes out. Where you can now farm the hell out of heroics and then mythics to get multiple characters all ready to go, like geared to the teeth for the start of the Tier 18 race. And in some way now, that's going to probably be an even harder race. Do you agree? Is that not totally off base? Is that going to be... Because there's so much you can get fine-tuned before Tier 18 comes out.
I don't think it's going to change too much, to be honest. I mean, it's been the same process, like last in Siege of Orgrimmar and before that, it's been the same. Nothing changed since then, to be honest.
There'll be less time commitment, like within a short space of time required from each person in the guild. But in regards to how the guilds will prepare for it, it'll be the same, right? It's not as if it's going to be any tougher for us this time than it was last time. But I mean, obviously with the release of an expansion, you have a much shorter block of time to get geared, leveled, and everything. Now we have a much longer time to gear everything up. So basically, what's going to happen is obviously Method's going to go into the next race with all our characters with pretty much best in slot gear, and Paragon's going to go into the next race with all their characters best in slot gear. I mean, it's it's not going to really change that much. It's going to be the same kind of thing that you see in Blackrock Foundry, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, even for Foundry, like we farmed Highmore for so long. I mean, we already had all the alts geared up basically.
Well,
I
guess my side point with that was that you didn't have tier gear, which is a really big impact for certain classes in High Mall to Blackrock Foundry. Now, Blackrock Foundry to tier 18, everyone's got tier. So...
All right, can I report something which is like...
Oh, yeah?
Really annoying me, okay?
Sure.
Because we're talking about how we're going to gear up.
Right.
The one thing which I really, really, really don't understand...
Please say it,
is why in God's name do the tier tokens not say if they're Warforged, socketed, or have like leech or whatever before you loot them?
I'm trying to hug you through the camera right now, Raj, but I can't get there. I'm trying to hug you. Oh my God, please, can we? Well, I talked about this in the show before, that the Warforging to tier, fine. I still think Warforged gear in Mythic is stupid, but whatever. But yes. Can we, Chad, are you lurking? Can we have the token just say Warforged when it drops? We're all... Help Roger out, but look at this face. I'm gonna go look at this face right now.
Right, guys, let's create a straw poll and send it to Blizzard, thanks.
Just a straw poll, right? That'll get it done? Yeah.
That's how Code does guild decisions.
Oh, you straw poll things, though? I thought you to get stuff done?
Yep.
Yeah? Oh, cool. Very nice.
Actually, jokes aside, most guild decisions are actually a vote, though, in the officer kind of like council thing.
Well, that's fine. That's totally fine. I that makes sense. But yeah, I gotta put the Blame Celestial on emote in chat real quick, just to get that done. So you brought up gear though, which is good. You're like segueing me perfectly right now. So where does the gear go, and how do you guys? This was brought up in the emails before, how to build when I was working on the show. How do you guys decide where to place gear? I guess in the heroic sense, you just farm it all and you get it all on everyone anyway.
Well,
but for now, like if you didn't have to do that, what's your priority system with gear?
Well, as the master looter of methods,
you take it all, right?
I need to go through a lot of very complex formulas and various different spreadsheets to check which characters are going to benefit from it the most,
right?
And then I make that decision.
But so, like, really, you actually have like a layout and you go through who's getting it first?
Jokes aside.
Yes.
Jokes aside, we just pretty much determine who's going to get the most benefit out of it in our raids, and we just assign it to that person. It's just a normal loot council system.
Sure.
I mean, there's no secret behind it. That's literally it, I guess.
Well, there is a secret, right? Like.
Oh, what's the secret, Roger?
The O card, the officer card. I don't know, man.
The old card. Does the old card get you more loot?
Yeah.
Scotus tells me that he needs it more than me because I'm a better tank.
There's a lot of strong arming going on. Yeah. It's like I get this loot. If you want the spot, you'll pass it. Stuff like that.
I just bat my eyes at JustWait, and he always just caves.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That's a good loot strategy. If you had to,
I'm just like Tim. I'm taking so much damage on Blackhand, man. I need
help
this.
me. Just wait, please. Yeah. Do you have an assignment role? Like, do you usually go DPS, then tanks, then healers in that regard? Because most people wonder about that if they're doing it in their guild, what they should gear up. I always thought that the 4 sets on healers going into Blackrock would be really powerful because the throughput addition is huge, whereas some of the tank bonuses are kind of like, eh. So
again, we do look at all the set bonuses and which classes are obviously benefiting the most from them. But I mean, the general rule is we pretty much gear up our DPS first.
Okay.
Yeah. we did the 6 heroic raids the first week.
Right.
In Blackrock Foundry, so it's pretty easy to spread out the people, the main characters, right? So there's no overlapping with gear. That takes a lot of time because you gotta, like, in Heimel it was easier, but we did 5 raids, so it was, one less group.
Sure.
So some people had to be together. But in Blackrock Foundry, you have to think a lot about the tokens. Then you also have the trinkets and, all the jewelry, the agility stuff. And then you also have the armors. So, mail, plate, leather, etc. So you have 3 different variables, and you need to make like the best possible scenario you can do. So we asked people in the guilds on the forums to post whatever they need from the raids from Blackrock Foundry Heroic, and to try to make the best split we could possibly do, and take into account the set bonuses. Because, for example, we heard that for Death Knights, set bonus is absolutely worthless. So we didn't give it to them.
Right.
But for example, but also I think the Shaman one, like we knew that Shaman 4-piece is really good.
Yes.
But so we made sure that we get that.
Your Resto Shaman's kind of good too. Just
right.
Just a little
yeah, just a little bit.
Fair enough. Right.
But it's always good. It's always good because the mail, which I am worried about, it's pretty easy to get. There's not so many mail users. The protector tokens, it's not Vanquisher. Let's just say that, right?
Oh my gosh.
So it's pretty easy to gear up.
Fair enough.
Going back to the fact that we gear the DPS first, I mean, that's obviously for the specific reason that when we're on the first reset or the second reset to try and kill the last boss, the numbers are always extremely tightly tuned.
Sure.
There's normally some leeway when it comes to tanking and healing, so to speak. But when it comes to DPS, and you've got like the absolute amazing DPS players already pushing out as much as they can, then sometimes, I mean, you need that extra squeeze. Like the numbers on the DPS are so tight, whereas you've got a little bit of leeway with the tanking and healing. So yeah, you really need to assign the gear to the DPS pretty much.
I gotcha. Anything else you want to add to that whole process? Just wait. Anything? No.
Not really. I mean, everything that we said about set bonuses, it's been there. DPS first. That's it.
Yeah, I guess I was wondering about that too. And with the patching and the balancing didn't really hit you guys now though. So I'm hoping out there, I'm sure guilds are experiencing it, where they probably put gear on certain classes now, and then after the whole 6.1 debacle now, they're like, oh well, we wish we put it all in this class. And that's sort of like the pattern in Warlords so far. Hopefully they get that under wraps before 18. Because we had literal boss changes and class changes and nerfs and buffs during Heimel Mythic progression, like pull to pull. It was crazy. So hopefully we don't get that.
A monk. Where you get nerfed and then buffed and nerfed and then buffed. I have no idea what they're doing.
Poor monks, man. Poor monks. But
always safe to give the gear to the hunters, though. I mean, whatever happens.
Can we quote you on that? Quote you on that, Raj?
Yes.
That's good.
Well, you can quote him on that because it's the only mill users pretty much, anyways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys don't write an enhancement shaman, so.
We have one. Yeah, we actually have this option after the Heimel shenanigans. We decided that we need to cover that basis so this doesn't happen again.
Okay.
So we do have one, but yeah, like still, as I said, 6 groups. Like there are enough groups for the shamans and the hunters.
Fair enough. Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna move us on for a little commercial breaky poo here, unless you guys have anything else to go before we take a little breather. Anything?
No, I'm good.
No. Scott?
Nope.
No,
man, I'm good.
No.
Just a shout out to my boys in Mythic Cell.
Oh my God!
Gods of Warcraft.
Or what?
Oh, I shouldn't have asked.
Stay awesome, Twitch chat.
Oh my gosh,
right.
Scott, please.
What an entertainer.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I know, right? All right, everybody, I'm gonna take a quick little break here to tell you guys about some things behind the scenes and to give you guys a little looky-loo into this huge side project that Final Boss is working on. But if you don't know already about this website or these next couple, then you should. So, MMO Champion, right here. This is the place to go if you want your World of Warcraft news. Their front page right now, let's just take a scroll. They did a wrap-up of the little dungeon and raid Q&A we did. So, I mean, it's actually lagging right now because the post is so huge. I mean, yeah. Go bookmark MMO-champion. They cover of course, the raid race, which we'll get in tier 18. Oh man, I think it's gonna crash my Chrome. Yeah, we're done with that one. This is rough, man. MMO Champion, please. Your front page is too large and too awesome. But additionally, into that, if you want more World of Warcraft news, when it loads, this is great. It's good stuff. There it is. Wait, no. Well, you can have Method's website, too, of course. You want to know more about Method? It's methodwow.com for all their interviews. They had a little bit of interview stuff recently, too. They have an interview with Mana Flask, which I'm trying to get to load. Here it comes. There it is. The King, Say the King. There's an interview with Method here in text if you want to read that as well. Good stuff over there on Mana Flask. Mana Flask is a great little repository for more World of Warcraft news. We've been partnering with them now for quite a while, so go check out Mana Flask. And then, of course, Method's website where their kill videos will be posted. Let me get a quick little update on that real quick one. Scott, when is the kill video going out, sir? Just to quell the rumor mill on the internet. When is the Black Hand kill video going to go live?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a good question, dude. I mean, we try to always follow the official rule of we wait till 5 guilds have killed it.
Yes.
But I mean, how much longer do you want us to wait, man? I mean,
wow. I mean, that's
Well, we've already had 3 kills, right?
yeah, I mean
3.
that's true. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Two
I mean,
next week.
we actually
This
got
week, probably.
yeah, we got the world 3rd kill today, so next week I
Oh!
guess next week we're working on the world 4th, world 5th maybe.
Well, Paragon will get 5th, and we get 4th, and then I guess we're done.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, I'm going back to this. So usually the world, when there's 5 kills, 5 fresh kills, the video will be out, and it'll be on the website, of course. Right now they're also going back through now on their mythic guides are going out really. These are good stuff. And then of course, if you've missed any past episodes of Final Boss TV, our YouTube page is right down below, where you will find all types of all of our past interviews, my POVs of my guild's kills, and then extra stuff and things and side project stuff and other amazing videos I lost myself. We've still got the live raid from BlizzCon as well as the BlizzCon wrap-up video to come out. I was sort of trying to wait for the World Race here to be done before I release the live raid video because I want to go back and look at Heimal Heroic and look at the live raid because it was so goofy. But it was a good video. So that'll be up soon on the channel. So you can check our YouTube page down below, and if you're missing part of the previous episode from today, you can watch it on YouTube tomorrow. It will be there. And then there's a huge side project that I've been working on now for going on like 4 or 5 months that you can still be a part of if you want to help us out. And it's my little thing called War Crimes. You may or may not have heard about it. It's this book that came out recently that kind of bridged the gap between Mop and Draenor. And I'm doing a thing with some pretty awesome folks. And there's a teaser trailer, and you can peep it right now.
Have you ever wanted to rewrite history? To go back, fix mistakes, do it better? What if it were possible to shape and mold time as you would a ball of clay? What possibilities await? What new worlds could we create?
Yeah, this has been a huge labor of love right now with myself, Noble the Noble, Silver the Tomy. We are putting together a 10-episode machinima adaptation of the novel War Crimes by Christie Golden that bridges the gap between Mists of Pandaria and Warlords of Draenor. There are still some multiple, sort of the smaller role characters for voice acting available. If you want to try your hand at voice acting, you can send us an email at finalbosswow@gmail.com. If they're also a 3D modeler, animator, 2D graphic designer or something like that, if you're really good with Photoshop, because I am damn well not. If you've seen a bunch of our artwork we've been posting on Twitter lately, and you want to be involved in the project in some way, shape, or form, please send me an email, and we'll talk about it then. I'm still going through the process of getting all that stuff locked in, but we've got people on board like Jesse Cox, Duck Sauce. I'm sort of in the works to get Janet Varney on board to do the voice of Janet Proudmoore. There's a lot going on to make this a huge production. So that's why it's going to be late 2016. People are like, 2016, man. It's making a movie, basically. It's a lot of work, and yeah. So if you want to be a part of it, though, send me an email. And Scott just stepped away. I don't know, is he coming? He's empty chair right now. Oh, there. Oh, whoop. There's Stina.
No, that's not Sko.
That's not Sko. Nope, that's not Sko. Where's Scott? Well, we got bombed by. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. Waiting for him. We'll get back into the nitty gritty here because we need him. Scott, are you back? You good, sir? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm back.
You back? Okay. We got cam bombed by Stina, by the way. Jeez, give her a high five.
All right.
Yeah. So I wanted to give this over to you real quick. If you had anything to say to chat room about recent events before I break down to the race to world first here with you guys. Do you have anything, sir?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just out of breath. You know, I just climbed up the stairs after getting a glass of glass of water. I just need a few moments to like recover.
Oh God. You are something. You are something.
You know, this lack of cardio is really starting to kill me, guys.
All the gains were lost during progression.
All the gains were lost. Yeah.
Sitting in front of my okay.
Yeah.
But I guess we could touch on the alleged account sharing issue. I mean, because honestly, I don't understand this issue at all. To be honest, like I don't understand why it's such a big deal. I mean, I don't consider it a problem at all. We killed the boss with 20 out of 20 method raiders, and there was obviously nothing malicious going on. So that's pretty much all I want to say in that regard. But I do want to give a shout out to everyone who's standing up for us on the various different forums again with the various different issues.
Right.
I mean, I've heard some absolutely ridiculous stuff going on. So, like people comparing it to steroid use and so on, it's just unbelievable. It's actually almost laughable.
Yeah. There's been a lot of CSI Warcraft going on, and people have been asking me about it for a week plus since I've talked about the show, and I've said, A, none of my damn business, B, none of your damn business, and it really doesn't matter. It's still 20 method raiders that killed the boss, so I don't... Yeah, so fair enough. Move on from that. We'll talk about the race to world first. So I think you guys touched on this a little bit before with the sort of raid hours you put in during Mythic progression. So what were your days looking like in Mythic Blackrock Foundry rating? What were your hours you put in?
We actually kind of cut it back this time a little bit more than usual. Well, cut it back in regards to the fact that, I mean, instead of 8 hours to sleep, we took 9, for example. We were finding with like High Mall in particular that we were getting people like quite tired showing up to raids, so we just pushed in an extra hour of sleep.
Okay.
We take like an hour like break for dinner around like 7 p.m. for example, and we take like 30 minutes for lunch, and we take a couple of other breaks during the day. So I mean, all in all, I would say we probably set our computers and raid at the boss for maybe like 14 hours. If you take those breaks out of the equation, maybe actually less than that, I guess.
Less, I think, like 13.
Yeah, 13 hours. 13 hours, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what our progression looks like. I mean, a lot's decided by the first day, right? Because
of course.
However late you push it on the first day is kind of how your schedule's going to look like from then on, right? So I mean, if we finish the raid at like let's say 3 o'clock in the morning on the first day, then we're going to start at 12 o'clock the next day, and so on. So it kind of gets pushed that way. I mean, I was really trying to push the guild to maybe try and do a bit more daylight hours than usual because, and again, one of the issues we have is that we tend to, in Method at least, we tend to stay up quite late into the evening.
Sure.
And then end up starting the raid, let's say, early afternoon, or sometimes even late afternoon. I mean, it depends, because, yeah, it's hard because a lot of people in Method kind of have that sleep schedule anyway, being students and so on.
Yeah,
but for example, I'm used to waking up at, let's say, like 6:30, 7 in the morning. And to be honest, though, I mean, it is healthier, like for the human body, to wake up and perform during the actual daylight hours. I mean, that's something that we really want to try and push, but
yeah,
it all depends on the first day.
Yeah, raiding until 4 in the morning is probably not very good.
Roger, Scott, do you want to share what you do every morning that you wake up recently? Like you picked up something new, right? Like at 6 a.m. or something.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Let's just say that worked out for maybe one day, Roger. Well, actually, this is what happened, okay? I thought, okay, yeah, after progress, I'm going to turn over a new leaf. I'm going to try and, improve my cardiovascular activity. So the first day I went back to work on Monday after the progress, I decided to go for a 6 o'clock run in the park. So it was actually freezing cold, and it was dark outside, barely any lights. I actually thought I was going to get raped in that park. But luckily, I made it through.
Luckily, no one
then what happened after that was we basically had 2 weeks of progress, obviously. So basically it was 2 weeks of me not going to the gym. Then I went back to the gym and I trained legs. And Jesus, like my legs were sore for about a week.
Oh no!
After doing legs. So basically my plan of doing a run morning has kind of just disappeared. So I mean I might try it like tomorrow, but yeah, I don't know. Let's just
So
say
you're back being a normal human being. Okay, got
Back
it. Okay,
being-
so
being
I want to say
back.
I want to say about the schedule, yeah, because
Sure.
Sco's right. He was like, okay, let's push it, guys, and let's keep it early hours. Let's start the raid early. And basically, what happened was we started Wednesday, and we started at 10 a.m. Like as soon as the raid
started
reset
at 10.
was ready. So we started as soon as the Mythic was up, and we. Okay, so 10 a.m. the first day, and then slowly but steadily we started pushing it further and further back. So then we started saying, okay, 11 a.m., then 12 a.m., then I think we even went to like 1 a.m. or something.
Oh yeah.
Until we reached the fatal day of Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we're like, okay, tomorrow is the new reset, and we can go and kill bosses at 8 a.m. So we need to wake up at 8 a.m.
What the
So
crap?
you can imagine.
Yep.
You can imagine the transition from waking up at 1 in the evening, in the afternoon, whatever you call it, to going to 8 a.m. Oh man, that was brutal. I'm not the morning person.
No.
I can honestly say that the first hour or two in the raid, I was like a zombie, barely spoke. But
Right. Dang, that's crazy.
wait,
I mean,
what did I say? 1 a.m.
yeah, you said
Alright.
1 a.m. You mean? Did
Sorry,
you mean
1
a.m. or p.m.?
1 p.m. Okay,
Ah,
so we
1
went
p.m.,
1 p.m.
Well, actually, I'm more interested to know how many hours Roger Brown sleeps a day, to be honest, because he always seems to be sleeping.
Oh.
Yep, that was just...
Unless he's just awake when I'm actually asleep.
Oh. Yeah.
What are you
How many
talking
hours-
about?
How
dude?
many how many hours a day do you sleep?
Like
I
in
think
general
I-
or during
Yeah,
progression?
in general, I honestly think he sleeps at least 12 to 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. So
confirm or deny, I mean.
okay, I can deny that, but
Oh, okay.
I can confirm that after progression, there was a certain day where it all hit me, all the tiredness from progression, because
Right.
basically during progression, because I was used to sleeping so late, like okay, we started the first day at 10, and then we went to bed at like 12 p.m. What did we do? Like midnight or wait, I mixed up the PMs again. 12 p.m. is noon, right? Anyways.
Yes.
So around midnight or 1 a.m. we went to sleep, but I couldn't go to sleep that early. So basically, I slept during progression around 5 hours or 6 per day. But it was fine until after progression, and then it hit me, and I slept for 12 hours once. Yeah, that was interesting. Also had like 10 phone calls, but yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Just
I-
Wait? What do you sleep during progression? Are you doing the? Chat really wants to know.
Can I just congratulate Roger Brown on having such nice bed sheets?
Thank you. They're warm.
Jeez. So Just
I mean,
Wait. What about you? We don't see your bed in the shot, so we can't tell if you have good bed sheets or not. But how was your?
I mean, I just go to bed like a bit after the raid. Usually I hang around after we call it, so it ends up being like 7 hours.
Please don't ask Just Wait what he does between the raid ending and going to bed, man. What the hell?
Oh, what the? I didn't ask him that. I would imagine sleep or play other video games. My goodness. Gosh.
Scotty.
Just terrible. Just terrible. You and your orange light. So now people always wonder about, like, do you sacrifice real world life? Like, do you sacrifice time to play WoW to sacrifice the real world MMO? Which the flip side of it, though, is you actually gain more because now you're on farm, right? So, like, how does that, like, Just Wait go on that, I guess? Because Scott doesn't want you to talk about what you do outside of raids, but,
I mean, we just skip school for 2 weeks and then
Oh, okay.
school again. I mean, that's pretty much it for most people in the guild, at least.
That's all the Europeans do?
I
Yeah?
guess so. Unless you have vacation. I mean, if you work like Sko, I mean, you just take like 2 weeks off. Not even 2 weeks. It's like 10 days, Sko. Or how much did you take off?
I took 8 working days off, which is a quite considerable chunk of my holidays, right? Because I mean, I get 26 days as standard, so I've taken 8 days for this progress tier, which is quite a lot, I guess. But I mean, I used all of them.
People wonder why U.S. is salty about how there's so many more EU guilds and how many more EU guilds
I
can
knew
raid
this
more.
comment was coming out, man.
I'm not saying. I mean, but you said you have 26 days of holiday a year standard. I think in the U.S. the
26 days, yeah.
standard in the U.S. is like 10.
Yeah, what can I say? They work you like dogs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But don't you have more holidays, like in general? Like
There's like 7 official holidays, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
7 or 8. Yeah. That's
Do
crazy.
you work during? Yeah. Do you work during Easter? Actually.
Technically, well, you can't ask me this question because
All right.
I'm working all the time. But yeah,
Right.
I don't know. There may be more holidays here, but that's like a day, but it doesn't line up with progression, right? Like we're talking about WoW progression. You can take off time for it. So yeah.
I mean, I say right. I said that, but like we skipped uni for 2 weeks. I mean, for me, for example, I still do my uni work in like breaks and stuff.
Right.
That's true as well, actually.
At least.
I say I took 8 days off, but I was actually doing some work from home as well in some of the breaks.
Fair enough.
That's just great, guys. During the breaks,
Yeah, I know. It's not,
other stuff,
it's not great.
you know,
man.
strategies,
I know.
and farming some consumables. Oh, Scar. Oh, I'm out of runes. Oh, summon me, please. I need to go to the.
Put it this way, it's really tiring sometimes being the guild master, raid leader, and master looter. So sometimes I just need to take a step back outside the game and focus on real life stuff.
Wow.
Overwhelmed with jobs.
Mythic world for shots fired right there.
But yeah, I
Jeez.
think I can honestly say about the real life stuff that I think it's fine because basically if you play like if we had a more relaxed schedule, right? Like if we just rated 7 to 12 in the evening, but you rated twice as long, like for 4 weeks instead of 2, for example. Well, I don't really necessarily like that more because that means that you're basically you can't do anything for 4 weeks, for your personal life or whatever. Because
Right.
okay, you'll go to your job and everything during the morning, which you would do anyways, or to your uni or whatever. But I prefer going full hardcore for less time, being done with it, and then you're free to do whatever you want to do. You can take
Right.
a break from the game. Way better. That's one of the reasons why I joined Method in the beginning.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm still going to be progressing in my, 4 night a week, 4-ish hour a week raid schedule right now. Like, I'm still going to be working on stuff for the next, 4 to 5 weeks, roughly. And that means that in that overall time span, I would have put probably the same amount of hours as you did in 2 weeks as I did in 2 months. And that...
Yeah, but I mean, we still farm as well, right? I mean, we're gonna
but
still
how
farm the raid instance for three to hopefully 2 evenings a week. So
Yeah, you want to keep the camaraderie together, keep the team right now. You don't want to get slouched off during this time. Yeah. Which that brings up key elements to prepare for Mythic content right now. You talked about runes, Roger. So were runes? Do you guys think augment runes are a good subsystem that your raiders need to get for that extra little power spike? Is that a good thing to have? Did everyone have them for progression?
we won't miss it
Well, right.
if it's gone. I mean, we're not gonna miss it. No.
Right.
I just think it's a pain in the ass, to be honest. Please remove.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Let's make a straw poll.
No, to be honest, I don't mind so much the runes because I can feign death while everyone else dies. so it's
Wow.
fine. The thing that I don't like is that they actually implemented the food buff.
The new
is fat.
food. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, even
god!
more,
Why
Yeah,
another thing?
that's
There was
pretty much
one
the
good thing, right? One good thing about consumables this
Yeah.
time around, that you have a bunch of feasts because you did the barn, yeah, for however long you could last, and you have like a million of those feasts. Everyone just drops we make even some what do you call it? Some figures, yeah, with the feasts. There's
Yeah.
some Twitter pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, basically that was the only good thing. You go to Blackhand, you find the feast on the elevator, you click it, you're done. That's it. But they've removed that even, so
I'm actually really disappointed
what
about that
the fun?
change, to be honest. I'm really disappointed that they're introducing a food that you need to farm yourself in this game. Who's got time for that? I mean,
you do that in real life.
but I mean, yeah,
You
it
do,
sucks,
yeah,
though.
you do.
It sucks. I don't know why they did it. It's not even needed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's okay. I mean, guilds will take advantage of it. Obviously, like the top guilds, and it'll make, for example, killing Blackhand even easier, right? Because
Sure.
the food's better. But I mean, it just seems so unnecessary. Don't know. I don't like it at all, man.
No.
I just wonder if it was. Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. To be honest, I stopped even checking what's going on with the Simcrest and everything. But could it have been like a stealth buff? Well, not so much stealth to the Pandaren race.
Well,
'Cause it gets doubled, right?
that is a small artifact of it. Again, you got to be alive the whole fight to make the best use of it. But yeah, now the Pandaren Epicurean is 250.
Yeah. Like I wonder if that changes anything, but
I don't know. I mean, it's still argumentative between Horde and Alliance racials. Pandaren, of course, bridged the gap, but I mean,
whenever reason they had for these food buffs, I mean, the main reason is probably that they want the cooking to be actually useful.
Be useful.
Because I mean, who the fuck was cooking anything with these feasts around?
That's true. It's true. I mean, in some weird ways too, it's awkward because the feasts are really easy, and the food arguably is kind of harder, right? It takes a lot of fish for a piece. But then in Warlords, they've nerfed all that stuff. They nerfed potions. They nerfed flasks. They nerfed all of it to make it so simple to get just thousands of them. But then they gave you runes to farm and or buy, and then now they make the fishing 6.1, which is a soft nerf to content, a very soft touch, because it is a buff to your DPS. So.
Right.
To
It's
be
actually
fair,
funny. No, go ahead.
What's up, Jesse?
I was gonna say, I mean, if they can just add 125 feasts, and I don't mind it that much because we're just gonna buy a bunch with the guild bank and we're done with it.
Yeah, I was wondering why they didn't put a 125 feast in. They really want it to be personal?
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that was actually way more annoying though was the potions that you mentioned. Yeah, at the
Yep.
start they used to need food like materials,
Fish
different
and
material,
herbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the
Ore,
agility
too,
potions needed the talbuk meat,
Yeah.
which
Fuck.
was so expensive. But basically, a potion was more expensive than a flask, so it was just ridiculous. So I'm glad they changed that. But then they go and do other stuff like the runes and now the food buff. Oh
Yeah.
god. Anyways, just what can I say?
Yeah.
We don't like farming outside of raids.
It looks like you
No.
don't. I mean, it's different though because your perspective of that is different. Because I have like 300 or something runes right now, and I have tons and tons of food because I have more time to do it. Right, I get it done for like weeks at a time. But you have to worry about making sure you have this stuff in such a huge surplus for so many more wipes than I have to worry about. So that's a different feeling in that regard compared to what I feel. Yeah.
I think we should move on because talking about all this food, I can see Sky is super hungry right now.
Yeah,
man,
is
I was
he?
just thinking, Jesus, when are these guys going to move on to the next topic? Oh my god, are they talking about some fucking agility potions now, or what?
Oh my god. So I'll talk about some good and bad and ugly then. So a little bit in the earlier part of the show, we talked about Blackrock Foundry. And to get back on that, the good, the bad, the ugly of BRFs, obviously you guys posted your wipe counter. Now some of the bosses were like just done, but then you did 325 wipes on Mythic Blackhand, and Paragon now, with their kill, has 667. And I sort of thought of this like what was your, did you feel that was such a huge gap between the two kills? I mean, what are your thoughts on the wipe counter there in Blackhand? Who wants to go or Roger first?
My impression from the wipe count from Paragon is obviously, I guess they had a lot more difficulty in Phase 1 than we did, and that's kind of what I've kind of like heard as well. Phase 1 is quite fast in Blackhand, but it's also quite intense. There's a lot going on in Phase 1. It's actually probably my favorite Phase 1 in all the end boss encounters that we've actually ever done in World of Warcraft, because it is... I don't find it boring yet, put it that way. I mean, we did it like 300 times. Normally what happens on these end boss encounters is you have to go through like a massively long Phase 1, which is piss easy and super boring to get to like the later stages of the fight, and you just have to repeat that over and over. But this one is actually quite engaging. So I really think Blackhand Phase 1 is extremely well designed. But at the same time, we had like a great setup and an absolute great tactic for handling Phase 1. And without this, there's like, unless you make it by a certain point, you're basically going to wipe in Phase 1. And that's, I think, where they probably racked up most of the wipe count. Yeah.
Yeah. Phase 1 is very unforgiving on Blackhand, and if you lose even one or two people, and then, I mean, you use a rest, and then you don't have it for Phase 2, and you need to stay alive in Phase 2, which is really hard on Blackhand, to do everything right and not have anyone fail for the whole Phase 2. It's like, as soon as you lose someone in Phase 1, it's basically a wipe. That's the problem.
Yeah, the funny thing is that the fight is actually small in terms of the length. Short, yeah. What did I say? Small.
Small, either one.
Yeah, whatever. it's short, but it actually feels super fucking long. Okay, like okay, we did South Fear and it was 20 minutes. Well, okay, this didn't feel like 20 minutes, but it was quite big in your head because there's like no dull moment. There's always happening. Something's happening. You need to always be on your toes, and yeah, there's no boring phase where you just sit around and do nothing and just DPS the boss. It's constant movements and yeah, stuff you can die to. You need to look around you.
It's not a, so normally Blizzard likes to do end-tier boss fights, and I like to coin the term, they're marathon fights, like Illidan, 5 different phases, right? Cho'Gall, Imperator, 5 different phases. They're marathon fights. They're, in some ways, like attrition. You have to build through every single, Garrosh, same way, a marathon fight. Black Hand is not a marathon fight. It is a sprint. It is a really, really tense sprint, to my understanding.
It's a hurdle.
A
hurdle sprint.
There you go, yeah. Because you have 7 minutes. It's about 7 minutes, right, for your kill? Is it 7, 8 for the overall length of the encounter?
I think it was like just under 10, just over
under
9,
10.
something like that.
Yeah, but still,
sure.
it's really fast.
Yeah, not 7 minutes. Yeah,
it's 7. Well, it's 7 for heroics, a little bit longer in Mythic. That makes sense. Yeah, so it's just incredibly tense, I would imagine, right? There's no new phase or anything.
Or
right?
is there?
Or is there not?
Or is there? And
We'll find out soon.
right soon, this week maybe, probably. But the one thing that I think Scott said you on your stream after you killed it was that every fight is just different than heroic. It just feels you have to handle it differently, right?
Yeah, every phase on the fight is much more intense than it is on heroic, and then obviously there's the phase 4 as well, which is completely new.
Oh, right, yeah. Does he grows legs, right? He grows legs?
Well, I don't know if you've seen the Black Hand comic from Blizzard, but that's going to give you guys some clues as to what happens in phase 4.
Ooh. Is that an exclusive or are you trolling me? I can't tell with you.
What do you mean?
Watch the video when it comes out.
I'm giving you guys some exclusive content here for Final Boss.
I asked you if it was exclusive because I can't tell with you sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That comic is on the website too. Yep. And how he got his hand and why he's all lava-y. Yep. Gotcha.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's all you're gonna say? I can't get anything else out of you, can I?
No. Can't reveal anymore. Can't reveal any more than that, guys. I've given you guys enough as it is already.
Damn it! So with your kill before 6-1 though, I sort of harken this back to, do you feel that there's like your kill now, and you killed it today, obviously, again, your repeat kill, and did it feel different after 6-1? Like, is it a different fight? Was it easier, I guess, in the grand overall scheme of it because of the buffs, or is it really didn't change too much for you? Because it sort of felt to me, because you guys got this before a nerf, roughly, that it's almost like back to like the 5% Arthas that only Paragon got it, and then no one else killed it until 10% Arthas nerf. So is it similar in that regard, or is it just because the patch doesn't really separate that as an actual zone-wide nerf?
Well, I can definitely say that gear and overall raid DPS makes this fight a lot easier. So the more you have, the easier it's going to be. Comparing it to, like, say, Margok, for example, yeah? If you DPS the boss faster, like, there's no timing or whatever. You just have to survive. There's no DPS check. Well, in Blackhand there is, and, like, we did it this week, and, I mean, okay, there were some buffs, and more classes got buffed and nerfed this patch.
Sure.
The thing is, though, that with our current setup, the Moonkins, the Warlords, and I don't actually know if there's any other big nerf that happened.
Right.
But that's like almost half our DPS setup, right?
Sure.
And they got nerfed. So, okay, Hunters got buffed, thank the Lord. So that was good. But I don't think that actually that changed too much, like in terms of our DPS. What changed a lot was the extra gear that we got.
Sure.
And also, yeah, like the fight felt really easy. We killed it in like 6 pulls, and obviously there are things that you haven't fixed, you know, like you're missing some glyph or whatever, so the first couple of wipes is natural, but the fight felt way smoother with the extra reset of gear. We used the exact same setup, and yeah, like everything was just the same as before, just easier. Yeah.
Yeah, the boss did feel quite easy for us today. I mean, I don't know if that's obviously just the case that everyone knows what to do. I mean, obviously that's a big part of it, but I felt pretty invincible for most of the tries.
Resco, please.
Let's go, please.
Let's just say, I mean, with all these buffs and new gear and everything, I mean, it was just so easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Resco again.
I wouldn't,
Oh, God.
I wouldn't
When
consider
you hear that line in one try, Resco again. I mean, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I have no idea what these two clowns are talking about.
Okay.
Well,
Aladia, I know you're in the chat. Please
confirm,
try to
deny, confirm, deny.
Investigate, post something.
Yeah.
But I also want to say another thing is that
Sure.
when you've killed the boss, when you're done with the world first, and you go and re-kill it, obviously, as I said, the extra gear helps a lot. But I think there's also like a lot of like knowing that you have killed it and that you can do it and that there's no race, there's no, there's not that much on the line. It also lifts a lot of your a lot of weight from your shoulders, so you play more relaxed. I don't know I think it helps me at least to not have this pressure to play a bit, less
Well,
anxious.
actually, I was feeling as if we had a lot of pressure today, right? Because we started the raid at 7 o'clock, and we actually had to do this interview at like 9 o'clock, right? So, so I mean, the pressure was just piling down on me, man. I mean, yeah.
I was gonna say at the beginning of the show, I think I totally just grazed over it, but I wonder in some way, I'm sure you guys don't, but as like a show host with Final Boss, I wonder if they'd be like, God, we gotta kill this so we can get back on the show and talk to everybody. We gotta, guys, stop wiping so we can get back on Final Boss. Because I kind of have a wet dream about it. Okay, it's nice. I like to think that would happen, but probably not. But anything about the whole Black Hand fight or anything like that? Maybe you want to talk about some Blast Furnace or Wipe Furnace stuff. Just wait. Anything to add?
Well, I mean, you asked if it was comparable to the Lich King 5%.
Yes.
Versus 10%, but I mean, I wouldn't consider that at all. At least in this case. I mean, the 6.1 patch didn't change too much, I would say. Sure, everyone got a little bit more DPS, but I mean that would have been the same with the gear that they would have gotten from one reset. So I don't think it's like considered too big of a change.
No. Okay. Fair enough.
I also heard that there was some kind of bug as well at the start of the patch, like the first day, about some like rogues doing some more extra DPS that wasn't supposed to happen.
Ooh.
And I've also heard that rogues in the past had another bug which they did less damage than they should have done. Like, I don't know, man. The rogue class just all over the place. Someone fix it, please.
Yeah, that's weird, man. I don't know. I mean, you guys can talk about.
Can I ask one thing real quick though? I actually haven't checked. Do we know how many wipes the other guilds have done on the Blast Furnace? Because I was curious about that. Do we know about
like guilds that have killed Blast Furnace? You mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably more than us, Roger.
Yeah, that's just curious.
I don't know
if you have
if other guilds like Blood Legion or Midwinter or Paragon release their wipes on other bosses. I'm not sure. Could be something you can ask them on Twitter, maybe.
Because since we're on the topic of the world first race, I think a lot of the like we got such a big boost of confidence, and basically went from being behind, like 4th guild on world progress, we went to being 1st, and it was all on Blast Furnace. So, and I think we wiped there like 120 times only.
Mm-hmm.
Only. Yeah, I mean, comparing it to other bosses.
Chat room is catching up with us right now.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we really pulled it back on Blast Furnace, to be honest, because we started at a disadvantage, right? Paragon won their fight for like what I think it was like 6 to 8 hours before us or something.
Yeah.
So at that point we were already a little bit concerned because obviously it's just Blast Furnace then Blackhand, and obviously I mean we didn't know the Blackhand was going to take so long to kill. So yeah, we really did well on Blast Furnace though. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think the guilds that are progress on it now won't have any issues because there were issues with like the bomb mechanic that was fixed. So people that were pressing it like right after the patch this week had issues, but that's been now corrected. So yeah, so getting 233 for Nihilum, Paragon apparently 293 or something like that. 293.
Well, wait, is that 233 for Nihilum after they released the kill video or?
Today?
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I know they were progressing on it before the kill videos were out. So yeah, interesting, because that's a weird fight. I still kind of felt that the Iron Maiden should have been a little more harder than Blast Furnace, but they nerfed them a lot going to live, which I wonder if they over-nerfed that encounter. So, but we'll never know. I mean, on beta, like, no one got past a couple of boats, but they I think really over-nerfed the Iron Maidens, because that seems like nothing happens for 80%. And then you just kind of fight through the enrage. Crazy. So I guess what do you think of the bosses in Blackrock Foundry? The whole 3-wing layout. You can't skip bosses really in this. Like, you could skip bosses in Highmall. But now there's obviously like a determined 10 order. People know now to do A, Y, Z, B, you know, whatever.
I feel as if there's actually too many bosses in Blackrock Foundry, to be honest. For at least the boss designs that Blizzard gave us. I actually really like Blackrock Foundry as an instance as a whole, but I feel as if maybe 5 out of 10 of the bosses were not that good. Specifically, bosses like Beast Lord Darmak, maybe even Orgorger. I mean, those kind of bosses, like maybe Flamebender. Those kind of bosses, like, they're not really that fun. I mean, they might as well not even be in the instance. Especially Beast Lord Darmak, for example. I'd rather they had maybe less bosses in the instance.
Maybe you don't like Beast Lord because you're not tanking that much.
Well, it seems, again, like, obviously, Blackrock Foundry and Highmall are one continuous 17 bosses. But I feel that the intro, like you're talking right now, the intro bosses still felt like intro bosses, where they should have felt like they should have been like on kind of like Korog or difficulty or so, because you're kind of like just keeping it going. But it's not like that at all. It's like there are 5 basically intro bosses in BRF.
And even for that, like, I like all the intro bosses are almost the same. Like hard execution wise, like they're as hard almost as one another. Like only Gruul I would say is the hardest out of all of them. Like Orgorger, Beast Lord, and Hans and Franz, they're all pretty easy. And
I wouldn't say Gruul was easier than Hans and Franz. Actually, yeah, I would say Gruul was easier. I wouldn't say Hans and Franz was easier. Or...
Yeah. Okay. Raj, you got something? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the problem with guilds like us, right, is that most of these bosses, the early bosses, we just plow through them, right? So we don't really get to see how the fight is meant to be played, let's say, right? Because many of the mechanics you can just basically ignore or just push through it. Like, for example, Hans and Franz, we basically, I mean, we didn't do it the first time, but apparently you can just stack the whole raid on top of each other and just heal through the leaps, right? When you get the debuff, the stacking debuff and the damage. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, because the fight is undertuned.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, it's one of the first bosses. It's not so tightly tuned, so you can do stuff that basically don't care about the mechanics so much. But that's also, I think, why Flambender was such a... I mean, what was that fight?
That was a
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we just did 2 pulls on it, and it's like the second boss in the wing. I was massively undertuned, in my opinion. I think one of my favorite bosses, though, was... like up until the last 2 bosses, like Furnace and Blackhand, I think my favorite bosses were Orgorger. That's right. I say it with a funny accent, let's say, and anyways, Orgorger, and also Operator Thogar. I think that fight was absolutely amazing. I think it was very intuitive and just amazing. I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah.
I also think Iron Maiden is actually quite a good fight.
Yeah? You don't think it was over-nerfed?
There's quite a lot of bugs on the fight, but I mean, I do think Iron Maidens in general is a quite a good fight. I think it's much better on Mythic than it is on Heroic. On Heroic, it's just like a snooze fest, to be honest.
Sure. But you just wait. Fights from BRF you liked?
I mean, definitely Operator Togar.
Yeah.
Like, hats off to that whoever like came up with the idea of trains and then more trains. and then in a Mythic, let's add some fire, and I mean, yeah, that's the best fight in there for sure.
I have heard that echo around who have defeated it, that is almost like the Lei Shen of BRF, like that, or the Operator Thogar fight just feels great. Like it's
I wouldn't compare it to Lei Shen myself.
No, Lei Shen's still better. Lei Shen's still better.
Definitely, Mouse better.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
It's like it's such a fun fight, and figuring out the patterns and everything, and progressing on that fight. That's what makes it good. Like in Lei Shen, you had like the DPS checks you need to make. In Togar, you didn't really have that. You just needed to like survive and go to the right train tracks to like not get hit by trains.
Yeah.
And then you kill the boss.
Yeah.
But the aesthetics in the room is just great.
Sure.
The good thing about that fight is that you can basically see your progression visually. Like, okay, you reach a point and you don't know what's coming next. Then you wipe because you didn't know what was coming, and then you know what's coming next. So the next time you reach there, you're gonna adjust to it and pass it. And basically you see your progression just steadily going further and further into the fight. And I just think that's a great way to have a boss.
The design of the encounter.
Yeah, design, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Now, to expand beyond Blackrock Foundry and to go into World of Warcraft in general, do each of you have, like, a favorite raid and or boss that you would like to, like, in comparison right now, would you put any of these new fights in Warlords in, like, your top couple? Right, like, who are your top couple? I'll go with Scott first.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for that question.
It's in the notes, it's right there!
just Skull. Just remember our Seeds Crafter kill, what you say at the start about your best 3 days of your life.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have to say kill Jaden. Well, I mean, for me, it's not necessarily which bosses I think were the best designed. For me, it's more like, let's say, which bosses did I enjoy killing the most, because of like the
of course.
Yeah, the whole thing that surrounded it. I mean, kill Jaden was one of my favorite kills in TBC and Sunwell. Method got that world second back then. Other than that, don't know, man. I mean, mostly I had the most fun killing bosses and playing this game. I guess I would say probably around the vanilla TBC kind of era. So I mean, again, big kills when you had 40-man raids with like Ragnaros, for example, was amazing. The same with like Nefarian and so on.
Sure.
But of course, I mean, every world first end boss that we get as well is absolutely an amazing experience. I mean, I actually really enjoyed Blackhand, to be honest. I mean,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I would honestly say Blackhand is definitely one of the better end bosses I've enjoyed in recent times in World of Warcraft. It might just be because of my role in the fight. It's quite engaged, I guess you could say, all the way through. But yeah, I would say Blackhand's a good fight. Lei Shen, as you've mentioned already, good fight. There's a few good fights, but I mean, I guess I can stop talking and someone else can start talking.
Okay. What about you, JustWait? You're muted, sir. Muted.
You're muted.
It's fine.
Oh man.
There you go.
I was gonna say, I already made up my mind. Like after we killed Blackhand, I knew that it's going into my top 3 basically.
Yeah.
And it's like Lei Shen is first, and then Ragnaros, and then Blackhand. To be honest.
Oh wow.
He's up there, definitely.
Now you're talking about Ragnaros with legs, right? You're talking about Firelands Ragnaros.
I'm talking about the Ragnaros that gets legs, just like Blackhand does in Phase 4.
Right, of course. Good. Yes, that Phase 4. Good.
Walking on the lava and stuff.
That's crazy, though. That's really awesome. I mean, obviously, I don't know what the fight, and no one in the world knows what the fight is unless you've killed it already. So that's pretty big. You would put him in that top 3.
I'm pretty sure people will make up their minds when they see the videos of the
sure.
Blackhand and how the fight works out in Mythic.
Okay. What about you, Roger?
Yeah, I would definitely say that Blackhand is. I think it's the best. I don't know how to put it. I think it was really well designed. As we mentioned, there's no boring Phase 1. There's a Phase 2 where it's short in length, but it feels like explosions in your head all the time.
Yeah.
So basically, you pull it a lot of times, but it feels like you've read it for 10 hours and you've only read it for 5. It's really first time I've ever experienced that.
Yeah, when I was frapsing some of the tries and watching them back, I was amazed at how short Phase 2 actually is, but it feels so long when you're actually doing it, yeah.
It's very, very mentally stressful and draining, I would assume. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And then in general, I think, well, I'm not sure how other guilds will find the fight, because I think a lot of its uniqueness is in its tight tuning. So Phase 1 DPS, like in general healing, how many healers you can bring. Like if the fight gets nerfed or you get more gear, I feel like it will take a lot out of the fight, because that's a lot of the fun. Like you try to maximize as much as you can, and yeah.
Bigger in Phase 2 as well.
Wait, I have a side question for RogerBrown. Does he plan on upgrading his 3-year camera, or does he plan on spending all his cash on new bedrooms?
Oh god.
Well,
Aww.
I mean, you gotta set priorities, right?
Yeah, it's true. Bed sheets are important, man.
Gotta have backup spreadsheets. Gotta have backup shits, right?
I mean, Roger, you have been on the show now 3 times. I think for your 4th time with that new camera. Yeah.
Roger's been on the show 3 times?
Yeah, it's his 3rd, right? Yeah, 3rd, I believe.
This guy's
you as well,
superstar. Nah, this is my.
This is your
Wait,
third
actually,
time as well.
this,
so-
that's true. Actually, this is my third time.
Smooth.
Hell?
Smooth. Just get.
What have I been? What have I been
Just
doing
that
with my life?
self-compliment.
Right. Yes. He's like, whoa. Oh, I have been. Yeah. Right. So I guess we're at we're closing soapbox up with BRF so far right now. Do you guys want to leave the community, your fans, your supporters, all that good stuff like that? The coalition to get Roger a new camera. Any tips or tricks or any little bits of anything like that? I'll go with you first, Roger. What do you anything to soapbox about real quick?
To what?
It's anything about Black Hand, about the race right now, about Warlords proclamations for Tier 18, maybe shots.
Well, all I can say is that I think it was an amazing race, the best we've had at least for many tiers. I think the community liked it as well. I think the checkbox of drama on the forums was totally checked, so you got that going. I'm hoping that the races in the future are just as fun and exciting for us and for the community.
Right.
And yeah, if you want to kill these bosses, make sure you check our video guides. Me and JustWait are making. Just that flag right there.
I'm bringing it up on screen, baby. I got no shame. It's right there.
Right,
I'm hovering over it right now.
So we basically started doing some video guides. So yeah, hope they help. And yeah. Hope you like our Black Hand kill video when it comes out. Hopefully soon.
Yes.
So
I would hope this week. Yeah.
Oh, and I can say that I'm so sad that my fraps actually, like my hard drive filled up when the boss was at 9%. So I'm really sad about that. I don't have the full fraps. That's, one of the bummers.
No
but at least,
nerf
at least, I don't have the nerf schemes. But at least I'm not like Skull who didn't fraps at all. That's
Wow.
Well, wait. I did fraps. Well, when we say fraps, by the way, we're not actually talking about fraps anymore, right? We're talking about OBS or XSplit recordings, right? I mean,
You recorded
but
video.
we still refer to it as fraps. So yeah, I mean, I recorded basically every try we did on Black Hand, mostly to watch it back for myself. But then I actually recorded the try before we killed the boss, where we actually wiped on like maybe 2 million health, I think, left on the boss. So I'm actually honestly thinking about uploading that in replacement of my footage for the.
It was supposed to be a surprise,
kill.
dude. What are you doing?
Oh, well, it's a surprise for the show.
It's a final boss exclusive, man.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Oh, right. All right.
Yeah.
Roger, someone's asking, who got the mounts? Did you get the mount today?
Oh yeah, I got the mount guys today.
Ooh.
Oh man, I didn't
Nice.
tweet about it.
Where's the
Guys,
Twitter
I wrote-
picture and the
Watch it.
selfie, Roger?
Yeah,
Come
well,
on.
Watch
It's
it. Why
like
are you
right
here?
after-
Are you celebrating, man? What the hell?
Jeez.
You should be running around on the thing.
All
My
right, I need to
goodness.
celebrate. Cheers, guys.
Yep.
Vodka.
There, yeah, of course. So,
Oh,
Just Wait,
oh.
what about you? Closing soapbox, sir? Go for it.
Well, I would just like to share my genius idea on Black Hand, which was just to have the tank take the siege engines and just tank them because, I mean,
Oh,
monks take no damage.
is
we
that
tried
Spoiler, man. What the hell?
Spoilers. I mean,
Oh.
not saying any special tactics, but just try it out. It's fun.
you guys have trolled so much. I don't know if you've leading so many people astray right now with that one. But Just Wait said you can tank them. You're fucking dead, Jim. All right, like. Oh my goodness. That's all you're gonna leave me with right now? Could be true. Could be a spoiler. Could be totally. Just
I mean,
Wait. Yeah.
I have 100% tried it out. If it works or not, you'll have to see. That's my closing thoughts.
This is terrible.
I felt like a genius when I thought of it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. Someone is mentioning it. It is true that actually on our kill, I actually called for a wipe in the middle of
Yes.
the try. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You'll see it. You'll see it when the kill is out. It was just a joke, right? Like,
Yeah. Right.
don't think anyone took it seriously.
Yeah. Well, no one listens to you apparently, Raj. Is that what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it.
Actually, that brings another topic real quick, touching on it. I don't know if we're over time. Are we over time already?
By 2 minutes, 3
Just keep
minutes or so.
going.
Just keep
All
going.
right, so
Roger, just cut the crap, man.
You see his
see-
position.
see-
He's ready to talk for another hour.
I know. He's
Leaning
in a,
forward.
see what kind of abuse
Roger,
we're dealing
Roger,
with.
it's
I
time to
know.
go to sleep.
Oh yeah, I know. It's past your bedtime. Oh, you don't have
Let's
to tell
gotta
me
get up tomorrow.
twice.
I think Roger should sign out by climbing into those bed sheets, guys.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I want to say about that there was also another change we did that I didn't mention at the start of the show. That we we kind of had Kuznam do a lot of the raid leading this time around, and I was basically supporting him. Like, basically, you can hear on our kill videos.
You're the one calling the wipes, right?
Yeah, I'm the one doing the important calls of when to wipe and when to pull the boss and stuff like that, and he's doing all the other jibby whatever.
Ah, yes, the important stuff.
But no, I think that's also a good thing. Like what we did, as I've said in the past. Holy shit, Skull. like a tomato, dude. What the hell?
I know. Oh, that's great. Well, fair enough, Roger. We all know.
But yeah,
that's fair.
I think we had a great dynamic this progression.
No, it sounds. I mean, kill videos always sound incredibly like smooth and clean and right to the point. And you kill it and you're done because you know it's kill video. It's the winning pull. But I think it sounded pretty organized from watching a couple of the kill videos from you guys. Yeah, it worked out well. So.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Soapbox time. If you got the laughs out, get the giggles
Yeah.
out. All right.
Yep.
Go for it, buddy.
Well, first of all, I want to echo what Roger said about the Mythic rating. It's been a massive improvement to World of Warcraft rating scene, getting rid of the 25 and 10 man, much more competition,
Right.
much better race. The community's really gotten behind it with all the Emerald Champion posts and stuff going on. So yeah, that's a good point. I obviously want to give a shout out to our awesome sponsors, HyperX and G2A, and of course I want to give a shout out to the best thing in the world, Twitch chat. Stay awesome, guys. Love you.
I was certain he's gonna say Method Excel, but okay.
He did it. Yeah, he threw us for a loop there, man. He threw us for a loop.
That ship sailed a long time ago, man. Come on.
Oh, okay. That was just the beginning of the show. He has to plug other things at the end. No, absolutely. Totally great. Well, I think it's button time, gentlemen. Ready for it? Here, there, there it is. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for episode number 72 of Final Boss TV with our Method interview for their world first. We'll be doing a little bit of an after show after this, so stick around for that. If you have any questions or more goofiness, we'll take off slow mode and we'll talk about some stuff for a little while. Anything you need to know about Final Boss TV, right there on the link. Check it out. Around the table again, we were joined by JustWait, or Just Monk, as his monk is. You can follow him on Twitter at JustW8. He's clever like that. But thank you for being on the show, sir. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure as well. Great to be here. First
really
time,
awesome.
maybe
Yes.
one more time when there's actually a monk episode.
Hey, we haven't done Brewmasters yet. When the Brewmasters?
I used to be a Windwalker.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's fair. We haven't done either of them yet. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see, sir.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Hey. And there's Roger Brown. You can follow him on Twitter as well at Method Roger. Thank you for being on the show, sir. Again, for your 3rd or 7th time. Yeah?
Helicopter hands.
Oh, you're muted, you goober. Oh, no! But you have helicopter hands, though. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks for having me again. Oh my god. Yeah, it was great. I hope the viewers liked it, and yeah, glad to be back. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And there's Orange. Oh, what? I don't want to cut you off.
No, whatever. Go to Skull. Kill. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's terrible. And there's Sko right there. You can follow him at Method Sko on Twitter as well.
Yeah,
on the
please
show,
do that,
sir.
guys. Thanks.
You do.
Instagram,
Is
YouTube.
it Instagram, YouTube, Facebook?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, is it bedtime yet?
Yeah. Do you Instagram your flexes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you do. I've seen them.
Not recently, though, right? I've got a lot smaller with the
The
progress.
most recent is some pancake picture.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The pancake picture. Right, that's right. Well, for everyone behind the scenes here at Final Boss TV, thank you so much for watching. Our next week's episode are either going to be DPS Death Knights or DPS Warrior. So Arms and Fury Warrior or Unholy and Frost Death Knight. So stick tuned on social media for who the guests are and what we're going to be doing on next Sunday. Stay tuned for the VOD and stuff. Stay tuned for the after show in a little bit. And more content on the YouTube page. But for everyone behind the scenes here at Final Boss TV, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And until next time, live long and prosper.